What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. We are headed somewhere very special today, but I'll save that for later on. In today's vlog, I also wanted to kind of go over what we fixed with the car and what problems the car still has. Right now, the car is running actually not bad at all, honestly. Like, it feels good right now. It seems to be driving well, in my opinion. That was kind of cool. She just gave us a thumbs up while she was on the motorcycle. So one of the main things we needed to fix on this car was the AC condenser. For us, unfortunately, the way we have our AC set up in the front of the car, it's also sandwiched with the radiator, and it's also sandwiched with the oil cooler. And so because of that, the way the oil cooler is positioned, at one point it just ended up puncturing the AC condenser. Do you know how much an AC condenser from Toyota costs brand new? Go ahead, I'll let you guess. It's about $640 from Toyota. I was told that price. I said, heck no. I said, there's gotta be a better way. So of course, I went on eBay and I bought an AC condenser off of a parts car, and that cost me about $230, which is way better. It came out just fine. So now we have AC, but the problem is when we turn on the AC, it gets so hot in the car. The coolant temp starts rising so fast. This kind of temperature, or a little bit higher than that, like 85, the car gets so hot that it gets to basically about 207, 210 on the coolant temp, and I turn off the AC and then it goes right back down to normal temperature. But I need AC, you guys, I need AC. It is so freaking hot on the West Coast right now. We've been having some insane hot days. I know a lot of you guys could probably relate to that. I literally have to choose between when I want AC and when I can't have AC because it's too hot. And then I have to have the windows open, and it's just so sweaty in here, and it just goes down my shirt, and it's nasty. And yeah, so anyways, that was one of the major things that we had to fix, but it still kind of doesn't really work, I guess you can say. For those of you guys wondering if we have an updated radiator, we definitely do. We have a Colorad updated radiator. To be honest though, with how things have been with that whole aspect of AC and everything, I was like, do I need another new radiator, updated radiator, you know? I did mention it to Adrian from Evolve Auto Works, and he said we probably should relocate the radiators because it's just too sandwiched in there. There's a lot of heat still going on, so it gets really hot in that engine bay, you guys, and we need to figure out how we can get it a little bit cooler in there so we can actually drive this thing more to the limits, even if it's a warm or a hotter day. It is a turboed car, so I don't expect much in that way in terms of like being able to perform in the heat. Another thing that we ended up fixing was these gauges right here. The wiring was kind of all messed up, I guess, and they just had stopped working one day, which I was so confused about. But also the routing on like the fuses in terms of where it's pulling power from, that was also not correct, because I think it was like on a 5 amp fuse, not enough to supply these gauges along with whatever else that fuse was for. But unfortunately, air to fuel ratio gauge has completely popped. That one doesn't work anymore. We just have the boost gauge and the oil pressure, which is still very important for us to know. We're gonna get a new gauge later on. We have a couple other things that we need to address, but I'll get into that more once we get to our current destination. The traffic is really trafficking right now. Just out here playing traffic simulator. We are back, you guys. So we're back here with everybody from McGuire's. Of course, I had to come and show them the new version. My guy over here thought that it was actually a different car that we had over here, and it is the same but different for sure.
I mean, it does look
it does.
It looks more mean.
Yeah, more aggressive, right? Yeah, less playful. To have that GT look, but on the street, you know?
My favorite character is this guy.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Is it a Supra?
Man, actually it's a Porsche. My guy he read the side of the car, and I'm telling you, you guys would actually be surprised how much I still get, is this a Supra or not? And you know, it makes sense because people just, you know, don't know. But that's exactly why we put Ain't No Supra on the side of the car. I'm actually really excited to be here this time around. Like I said, this is my first time showing them this version of the car. But also, they had came out with a couple different new products. One of the ones I'm actually really excited was the matte vinyl spray. And I think that is such a cool thing considering it like fits us very perfectly. And actually, a couple of you guys I know that I talked to in person, you guys were kind of excited about that too. This is Rick, by the way, if you guys haven't seen the last McGuire's vlog, but this is Rick and he's awesome. Do you know what we're gonna be kind of like getting into today or no?
Well, we're definitely gonna start with the wheels and tires.
Okay,
that's always
yeah.
the starting point, and you got a little bit of brake dust on.
Right, yeah, we got quite a bit on there, you know.
Yeah, but that excites us, you know. Like, that's what we do.
The last time I told Ray, I was like, I thought in my head like I should bring the car clean. And he's like, no, like bring it dirty. So
Yeah.
I made sure this time.
We get hit up all the time. And, oh, why are you cleaning the clean car? You know, like, and sometimes it's clean, but a lot of times it's dirty and you just don't see it on.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And it's really dirty. Big transformation. People love it.
Yeah, honestly, you're right. With this color, I actually can't really see a lot of like dirt and dust on this color until I put the water on it and I see it fall off.
Yeah, or if you get right up on it.
Yeah, if you get right on it. Yeah, oh, this is like a given, dude.
I love it.
This area is probably the worst area on the body kit because it gets rocks and it just
Yeah,
fills
it all just
everything.
comes right
yeah,
back.
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And then same thing on like the way back here with this area as well. I'm excited. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so we just applied this bubblegum watermelon scented car wash soap here. I will say that it legit does smell exactly what is on the bottle. I've used this once before when they had sent me a bottle and I literally, when I opened it, I said, this is so crazy. I smelt it a couple times. But as you guys can see here, it actually applies really well to the car. Obviously, we're not outside, so that will make a little bit of a difference here. But in this kind of setting, like you can see like how much it's like still sitting on the car. I was normally used to using their Gold Class shampoo and now I really like that one. But I think this is gonna be my new favorite soap to pick up now just because of the consistency of the soap. Super cool. I wanted to kind of bring that up just because I think it is such a really cool product that they started kind of having. Another thing that we did before we went ahead and applied the soap is we cleaned the wheels and the tires. So here's what we use. This is actually something that I have been using on my washes and it's actually really cool because I just learned while I was here that you should apply this without water first because it helps, I believe it's the gel, right? That like helps it sit and everything, right? 'Cause I was asking, I was like, hey, I put water first every time that I, you know, try to use it. But they were like, hey, like if you dry apply it, and
yeah, definitely the gel activates the,
So
you know, the cleaning
fast.
aspect of it way easier than if you rinsed it. You can still rinse it.
Right.
But it just does a better job. Like literally there's no dirt
On the
anymore.
dry applying,
Yes.
right? I really did see how fast it was working when they applied it when it was dry. Normally, when I put water, it takes a little bit for it to start activating. So I saw the big difference on that. That's something, a little bit of a tip for you guys if you do use that. Another thing that we ended up using for the tires was this citrus power cleaner right here. So this I personally haven't used yet, but I will say that my tires, when you're using some type of coating on the tires or some type of shine, over time, depending on what you're using, it might have like some brown streaks and whatnot. This kind of took that away really quickly. So definitely something for you guys to kind of like try out and kind of have on hand along with this as well. So these are definitely two products that I would keep in the trunk of my car.
This is like an all-purpose cleaner, so it doesn't just have to be on tires. It could be on like your wheel wells, your engine bay, carpet. Just read the instructions, and it gives you a lot of options to use this. So
I like that.
We love this thing.
No, that's super cool. That's something that I didn't know until right now either. So that's actually really cool. I love things that are multi-purpose because it's less stuff that I have to have on me.
Yes,
so I really enjoy that.
Yeah,
Thanks.
definitely. We do some products that actually do a good job on multi-use,
Yeah.
or multi-surface.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that I could advocate for because a lot of the stuff they sent me out, I'm reading about it, right? I think you definitely should be reading on stuff that you're using. And a lot of stuff is specific, but there's definitely plenty of other things that you could apply to other stuff on your car. So just read the products.
Yeah, just read the directions.
read the
directions, and you'll save yourself a headache.
Yeah, exactly. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and rinse it off, and then we're gonna go ahead into some other products. I wanted to show this because I thought this was super cool, and I know, you know, a lot of you guys watching might have your own detailing businesses and whatnot. So this is McGuire's Pro Detailer line, right? And this is something that if you have like a shop near you that is like for a bunch of pro detailing stuff, this is probably what they're going to carry and probably what you're going to get. These are 5 gallons, right?
Yep.
One of the things I thought was super cool. Rick was telling me that they actually like make these. Like people can purchase these,
buy
right?
them, yeah, absolutely.
This is super cool. So this is basically giving you the different ratios when you're trying to mix up your products. I thought that was actually really freaking cool because, like I said, I do know a couple of you guys, and I have a couple friends that they'll talk about certain things like that. It's cool to have something as easy as this to kind of just do it for you. I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about this product. So this is their MVP. This is their matte vinyl protection. And honestly, I think this is a really cool product. Obviously, reason being because we have a matte wrap vinyl. I know some of you guys might not have matte, but you might have other vinyls, and I'm pretty sure that this works for that as well. Also adds like a slight bit of protection, and you can use it on PPF. Definitely before you use it, give it a couple shakes. That's something that I didn't do, but I read the directions, and it says it there. I've been using this since they gave it to me, whether I'm going to like, shows or anything of that nature. We kind of already went ahead and did a bunch of content. This is kind of the end. You guys are getting the ending clip of that. The car has been cleaned and detailed, and we got a bunch of clips, so it's been a lot of fun. I'm really glad that McGuire's kind of like was able to even get me in here, and it's been like 2 years since I've been here. So when I came in, they didn't think that the car was the same at one point. So that actually means a lot to me because that was the point of me doing this version. I kind of wanted to make it the same but different. Really appreciate McGuire's for having me out here. It's always a pleasure, having a bunch of laughs and catching up. Make sure you guys try out some of the products. Like I said, it's not just because they support what I do. It's really because I stand behind what they stand behind in terms of like being a car enthusiast, a company that's within the community for as long as they have been, and they actually really care about the products and the people that are using their stuff. So that's something that I think you should really kind of take into account. We still need to kind of go over what is wrong with the car currently and some of the stuff that we still need to address and fix. I'm actually really excited right now because we didn't get to do this last time we were here, which I just found out was 2 years ago, back in June. So this is super cool for me. I'm actually gonna put both dates. We get to sign the wall and be a part of this amazing McGuire's wall here. Oh, my boy, K-Town, that's what's up. All right. And we'll do 6, 14, 24, 7, 21, 26. At the end, just put something we always talk about on the channel, right? Now it's official, you guys. I was so excited for this. Get ready to leave right now. But as gracious as McGuire's is, but Rick especially, man. Rick takes care of me. I'm not gonna lie. He's such a cool dude, and I love interacting with Rick. and I just really appreciate it. So when you come to Maguire's and you get your car washed by them and they teach you about their products and everything, normally you'll kind of go home with one of these, which is a Day in the Bay sticker. And it kind of just, you know, lets people know and yourself that you came, you hung out with the team, and they showed you products, and I think it's really cool thing to remind you of the moment, you know? So we're gonna put this on the car right now, actually. I had one of these last time when they first started this, but I never put it on because I was like, oh, I'm gonna wait until X, Y, and Z. So we're gonna put it on now because I think this is the perfect moment. And dude, we're going home with a bunch of goodies, you guys. If you guys didn't know, this year is Maguire's 125th year anniversary. So if you guys haven't been paying attention to the page, go down to the page and give them a look and give them a follow, because they're doing a bunch of stuff, obviously, to celebrate. That is a long time for a company to still be as in it as they are. So I think that is super cool. Obviously, like I said, they're a big supporter of us and what we do on the channel and just the content we create, you guys. And this is stuffed with a bunch of stuff that I'm going to use. So this is super cool for me. So thank you so much for that. Now let's go ahead and put this on the car. All right, so now it's official, you guys. We officially Day in the Bay. In this vlog, like I said, we were going to address some of the things that we had fixed and some of the things that we still need to fix. Obviously, one of the major things is that this car still gets hot. And we addressed the AC in the morning, but we got AC, but we can and can't use it in certain moments because the car gets too hot with the coolant and the radiator needs to be relocated. You guys get it. We need a relocation, or we need something better for the radiator because the coolant gets too hot. Another thing that we ended up fixing, these air compressors right here, you guys. So I had the same brand before, but these are the 310 SS dual system compressors. So definitely a lot better to have two than one. We had like something that was from 2022, and I think even that technology that we had in 2022, I don't think that was the newest stuff. So this is a huge upgrade, and I say that because they are so much more quiet in the car. I will say that the buildup takes a little bit for it to like build up and start actually compressing the air and whatnot, but it is so much more quiet. If people are talking to me while those are going on, I could actually hear them. So that was another thing that we ended up fixing. Those costed me about $640, so a little bit up there, but definitely they have lasted. The other ones lasted me since 2022 up until 2026, so that's a good amount of years, about 4 years. So $640, hopefully we get another 4 years out of these. Hopefully, we'll see. I think I just need to keep up on the maintenance. In the engine bay, as you guys know, we have a boost controller right here that is from Counterspace Garage, along with their flex fuel kit as well. So one of the things we changed were these lines and these fittings right here that's on the boost controller, because before we had a different setup coming to like the wastegate and coming to the turbo. My tuner had basically mentioned when I was sending him data logs that we're basically almost always in boost and the car should not run like that. Obviously that's still like a big area of knowledge that I'm not really too familiar with, but he had mentioned like, hey, like that's not how it should be, let me check your fittings. And so we didn't have the updated fittings, so he sent them out and we got them on now. But to his knowledge, in terms of the data log that I sent him after we picked this up from Evolve AutoWorks, that it should be running better, right? Because they actually did us a solid and they replaced the fittings, replaced these lines here, but also this is our Greddy oil catch can here as well. And before, we actually did not have this here. Like this had fell off and was missing. He had told me the reason as to why that could be a factor in terms of how the car is running, but I totally forgot, so I apologize. But now that we have that, they also fixed that we had a exhaust leak. To the data log that I sent Zach, he said that it still is not running properly and actually seems almost like it's running worse. Now, the data log that I sent him was honestly on a really hot night, and it just was not the best pull, and so maybe that was it. So I'm gonna send him a couple other ones, but to his knowledge, it said that wasn't running really well. Now, as you guys can see, this is so compact in here, and like I said, it gets really, really hot. Another thing you guys probably cannot hear currently, because it's not doing it. Normally would do it more like when the car is on a cold start, but basically there's a lot of chatter in this section here, and that chatter just so happens to probably be our throwout bearing. And when we do our throwout bearing, probably gonna have to rechange the clutch, even though we just had changed the clutch at like 45,000 miles. But it's a stage 5 clutch, and I went from never driving another upgraded clutch to going into like a stage 5 clutch. So you could only imagine like the learning experience there. But I got it down now. But it doesn't defeat the fact that we kind of beat this one up a little bit, and it is at 70,000 miles. So probably good to change out the throwout bearing now. We won't have to worry about it later on. But that is definitely something that we still need to address. So the throwout bearing, along with the clutch being updated once again, is something that we kind of have on the list, along with the heat and us not being able to get AC and good coolant. I want to say we probably need a better fan, because our fan, well, it's OEM, and our fan doesn't do very well. We need like a better fan that gives a lot more air to the engine, because I feel like that would help it as well. Something a little bit more slim too, because it's so sandwiched in here. Like, as you guys can see, when I compare this to the Honda Civic, there's like no comparison. There's like no room in here. Had to stop by and get some gas. About to have a 2-hour drive. Got my favorite flavor. This is my one of my favorite flavors, aside next to iced tea lemonade that Ghost I came out with. My favorite freaking flavors. And then also I haven't ate today, but I'm gonna eat when we get back. But a little snacky. These are so good. These Quest cookies, they're the softest freaking cookies I ever had, and they're protein. It's good. It's just good, you know? Let's go over it. We have AC fixed. We have new compressors. We have the gauges working now. We have the new fittings for the boost controller that are hooked up now. To my tuner's knowledge, our car is still not running properly, which I want to say I feel like I believe it, honestly. But currently it's been running okay. It's been running well enough for us to kind of get around and do the things that we're kind of doing. So let's go ahead and get this drive home, and let's get into what we need to address next. I had to make a special stop. Right here is the city of Lake Elsinore. So for those of you guys that have been watching the channel and don't know, I kind of grew up here. I went to middle school here. I also went to high school here. I didn't, start here fully, but I came to middle school here and I went to high school here. This is considered the lookout, where we would come up here sometimes as teenagers and kind of hang out up here, and sometimes there's even a spot up there as well when this kind of gets a little too packed, and we'd come and have this little scenery. And at nighttime it's even better, because you kind of see like all the lights and everything, and I think that's one of the coolest freaking things. Literally the first time that I bring the car up here, pretty nostalgic for me, because like I said, it's been a while since I've been up here, but I kind of was just passing by the Ortega Highway, which is the mountain pass that I was driving on right now. It connects from Orange County to the Inland Empire. I literally can see like my high school. I used to go to high school right there is Lakeside High School. Some things have changed and then other things haven't. It's kind of interesting actually how that works, not just with this, but like with many things in life. And I don't know, I just kind of wanted to share this little moment here and this piece of like me and my history, and share it with you guys, for those of you guys that have been watching the channel and just don't know that aspect. I wish there was a better way or a better spot like over there to kind of get a piece of like the car and the scenery out here. Aside from the traffic, this mountain pass is actually such a good drive. Like when there's nobody really on it, like early morning on the weekends, there's a lot of like motorcycles that kind of come up here. I remember I used to actually have a motorcycle, and I would come up here every morning, and some people would get some breakfast from this little, shop right here. Honestly, it's like my little Japan right here. You got like a super low-key kind of like shop or cafe right here. You got your mountain pass, and then you have like your PA, you know, whatever one kind of pull up. We went over a lot of the stuff that we had fixed, but there's still things that we need to address, like the throwout bearing and the clutch, and air to fuel ratio gauge. And then we also need some new tires, you guys. We've been running the, you know, Toyo tires for a couple sets now, and this is the most recent one. These are the All Sport Proxies. We're gonna be needing some new ones pretty soon. I'm pretty sure. We've been running these for quite some time, and I don't know, I just don't want to run the risk of them going flat on me while we're driving somewhere or doing something, and us having a bigger issue later on. So I'm currently looking for a new sponsor because we're not sponsored by Toyo Tires anymore and haven't been for a while now. If you guys know any companies that are looking to sponsor some, you know, builds or looking to sponsor in general, you know, let me know in the comments down below. If you work for any tire companies and you know somebody that's in that department, please let me know, and hopefully we can kind of work something out and work together. But other than that, I'll be searching myself. What is it that you guys kind of want to see? Because obviously we don't have too much more that we can do with the car, but I have a couple more maybe like upgrades that we can do with the interior and maybe some other things down the line, but or even maybe a new livery. I do have this livery idea that I've been kind of having in the back of my head, and it would change the wheels just slightly, and just the vibe of the car would definitely change a lot. So I don't know, maybe we can do that later on. I really still love this, and I think you guys do too, so I definitely want to have it for a good amount of time at least before we change it. Let me know down in the comments, do you guys want to see me take this on rallies? I haven't been on rallies. I haven't really done those kinds of things, especially right now in this heat. This heat is freaking crazy, and the car just, I don't have AC right now currently. I mean, I do, but I don't, you know what I mean? So it gets too hot, and I just need to fix the radiator, you know, positioning and everything. So let me know if you guys want to see me take a trip. I do want to see other parts of the car world in different states. I have been mentioning that for quite some time now, honestly, and I have a couple friends in different areas where I can kind of meet up and do the thing, and we'll have like a daily series, and I think that'll actually be pretty fun for myself too, along with you guys, to take you along for that. So let me know down below what you guys think. I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Helps us out more than you guys know. I really appreciate everyone that has been joining on the journey and has been supporting. As you guys can see today, we have plenty of people that have been supporting us for some time now, like McGuire's and a bunch of other companies that have joined in on what we do here on the channel. So if I haven't gotten you yet, promise I will get you to. Anyways, that's all I got for this. You guys, make sure you guys live long and prosper, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.